Rockstar has never told you how Grand Theft Auto 6 plays. Not one mechanic. I made a whole video about that. But they will tell you that Brian Heder is on his third wife, that Cal Hampton relaxes by drinking beer and listening to Coast Guard radio, that real Dimes have been friends since high school. Rockstar won't say a word about the game. It'll tell you everything about the people in it. There are 8 characters on Rockstar's official site. Each one gets a photo, a tagline, and a couple of paragraphs of actual biography. 2 of them you've heard about constantly. The other 6 barely get mentioned, and that's a shame because they're where the good stuff is. So here's the deal for the next 10 minutes. All 8, what Rockstar has actually said, what the internet added on top, and one structural thing hiding in those bios that I haven't seen anybody point out. Same rule as always. If it isn't in an official trailer, a press release, a store listing, or Rockstar's own site, it's a rumor. Jason Duval. Rockstar's words. He grew up around grifters and crooks. Then this, which is the bit that gets skipped. A stint in the army, trying to shake off his troubled teens. After that, he ends up in the Keys, working for local drug runners, doing what he knows best. And here's the detail that reframes him completely. Brian Heder, the old smuggler, lets Jason live rent-free at one of his properties. In exchange, Jason helps with local shakedowns. Jason isn't a free agent with a bad past. He is somebody's muscle right now in exchange for housing. That's a man with no leverage. Rockstar told you that in 2 sentences on a webpage and almost nobody quotes it. Lucia Caminos, and her bio opens harder than his. Then, fighting for her family landed her in the Leonida Penitentiary. Sheer luck got her out. Read that again. She didn't go down for a robbery, she went down fighting for her family. And she didn't earn her way out or beat it in court. Sheer luck. Rockstar's phrase, not mine. I'm not going to redo the prison opening here. I've got a whole video on where this game starts and I'll link it. One thing though, since it comes up every time, her official bio does not mention Liberty City at all. Whatever you've been told about where Lucia grew up, it isn't on this page. What is on the page, only smart moves from here. And a life with Jason could be her way out. And her 6 official photos do not look like a woman making smart moves. She's on a scooter outside a liquor bar. She's in a club under blue light. She's at a rooftop pool with a cocktail. She's in a car on a phone next to a bearded man nobody has named. And she's in an orange jumpsuit in handcuffs with 2 other women. Jason's 6 are a similar spread. Fishing off a boat, standing next to a green motorcycle, drinking at a bar, and aiming an assault rifle off a rooftop at night over the city. Rockstar picked those. 6 pictures each, and they chose to show you both of them relaxed and both of them armed or arrested. Now the 6 nobody talks about, and the first one runs a business empire, BOOBIE IKE. A local Vice City legend in Rockstar's words, and acts like it. One of the few who turned his time in the streets into something legitimate. Not a corner, not a crew. Real estate, a strip club, a recording studio. That's the empire stated outright. And the club has a name, and you can read it on screen in the official screenshots. The Jack of Hearts, which is also his tagline. It's all about heart. His business partner is Dre'Quan Priest, and I'm going to say his name slowly because I got this wrong myself in my last video. I called the man in the recording booth BOOBIE IKE. It's Dre'Quan. I fixed it, and I'm telling you rather than quietly patching it because that's the deal on this channel. Rockstar's line? Dre'Quan was always more of a hustler than a gangster. He dealt on the street to make ends meet, but music was always the goal. He and BOOBIE run only Raw records together, and he has just signed a duo, Real Dimes, Baylux and Roxy, friends since high school, and listen to how Rockstar describes the career move. They turn their time shaking down local dealers into cash via rap tracks and a relentless social media presence. They robbed dealers, then they rapped about it. And it worked. One early hit single with a local rapper called DWNPLY took them up. Then, quote, 5 years and a whole lot of trouble. Now they're signed to only Raw. Rockstar wrote a 5-year gap and a whole lot of trouble into a marketing bio and left it there. Brian Heder, Jason's landlord and a classic drug runner from the golden age of smuggling in the Keys. He still moves product through his boatyard with his third wife, Lori, and the description is the best sentence on the whole page. Looks like a Leonida beach bum, moves like a great white shark. There's an official photo of him with a blonde woman by a pickup. That is probably Lori. Rockstar doesn't say it is, so I'm not going to either. And then there's Cal Hampton, who might be my favorite thing in this entire game. Cal is Jason's friend, His bio question is, what if everything on the internet was true? He feels safest at home, snooping on Coast Guard radio with a few beers and some private browser tabs open. Rockstar gave him this line, "The psychopaths are in charge. Get used to it." And the official screenshot of this man, the paranoid one, monitoring government radio traffic, is him shirtless on a pink inflatable flamingo in a swimming pool surrounded by beer cans. At the low tide of America and happy there. That's not a leak, that's not a theory, Rockstar published that. Quick discipline break, because this is where character videos go wrong. Rockstar published 36 official photos of these 8 people, and a photo tells you something is there. It does not tell you what you can do with it. There's a picture of Jason fishing off a boat. There's a picture of Lucia mid-punch in a dark gym, gloves on. There's Boobie's strip club, Brian's boatyard, Dre'Quan's studio, the Jack of Hearts. Every one of those is confirmed to exist. Not one of them has been confirmed as something you can do, enter, or use. Rockstar has never described a fishing activity, a fighting system, or a single enterable building. So when you see a list telling you GTA 6 has confirmed fishing and confirmed gym combat, what actually happened is somebody looked at a photograph and filled in the rest. On screen is not the same as playable. Same rule as always. Last one, Raul Bautista. Confidence, charm, and cunning. A seasoned bank robber, always hunting for talent, ready to take the big risks. And his 4 official photos are the most deliberate set of the 8. A man alone in a dark room lit by monitors on a phone. A man in a car with a pistol in his hand. A man in a white suit walking through a neon club like he owns it. And a man standing on a yacht with the Vice City skyline behind him. Rockstar also wrote him a warning. Raul's recklessness raises the stakes with every score. Sooner or later, his crew will have to double down or pull their chips from the table. That is a man being set up to go too far. Which is a story beat, not a confirmed plot point, so it goes in the maybe pile with everything else. Now go back through all 8 bios and watch who gets named. Jason's name's Lucia and Brian. Cal's name's Jason and Brian. Boobie's name's Dre'Quan. Dre'Quan's name's Boobie and Real Dimez. Real Dimez' name DWNPLY. Brian's name's Jason and Laurie. Raul's bio names nobody, not one other character, just his crew, who are never identified anywhere. Put all of that on one page and something falls out of it. There are 2 groups here that the bios never connect. On one side, the keys, Jason, Brian, Cal, all tied together by smuggling and rent and shakedowns, with Lucia attached through Jason. On the other side, Vice City, Boobie, Dre'Quan, Real Dimez, all tied together by one record label. Those 2 halves never touch. Nobody in the keys group is mentioned in a music bio. Nobody in the music group is mentioned in a keys bio. And then there's Raul, connected to neither, recruiting. Now, the honest part. I don't know what that means, and neither does anyone else. It might be 2 threads that collide later. It might mean nothing at all, because this is a marketing page, not a story bible, and Rockstar arranged it to sell a game. But it is a real pattern in Rockstar's own words, and I'd rather show you the shape and tell you I can't read it than pretend I can. Fast, then I'll let you go. Confirmed. 8 characters with full bios. Jason's army stint and his rent-free arrangement. Lucia's father and sheer luck. Boobie's empire and the Jack of Hearts. Only raw records. Baylux and Roxy and 5 years of trouble. Brian's boatyard and his 3rd wife. Cal's scanner. Raul, the bank robber. Not confirmed. That anybody other than Jason and Lucia is playable. Any death, any betrayal, any villain. That the region links under each bio mean that character lives there, because Boobie is called a Vice City legend and sits above a link to the keys. And one more, because I'd rather say it. Rockstar has shown 8 people. They have never said that's everyone. November 19th. Subscribe if you want the real Grand Theft Auto 6 answer without the hype please. If you want the prison opening question, that's a separate video and it's linked. And tell me, when those 2